There's been a lot of chatter lately about changes to Social Security, and I know many folks are feeling unsure about what's happening. As someone who keeps a close eye on these developments, I've seen your questions and concerns. My goal today is to ensure that we're all on the same page. So grab a seat and let's break down the latest news, what it means for you, and why it matters. Here's the scoop. The Social Security Fairness Act has officially reached President Joe Biden's desk. This pivotal moment occurred last Friday after the bill passed in the Senate earlier this month with overwhelming bipartisan support. A remarkable 76 senators voted in favor, while 20 Republicans opposed it. This significant bipartisan backing underscores the importance of the legislation, but there's still one burning question. Has President Biden signed it into law yet? As of now, the answer is no. However, according to multiple reports, he is expected to sign it on January 6 during a ceremony scheduled for 10:00 a.m. While this timeline seems promising, the White House has not yet issued an official public statement confirming it. So, while it looks likely, we'll have to wait and see if everything goes as planned. At its core, the Social Security Fairness Act is designed to repeal two controversial provisions: the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, GPO. These provisions currently reduce Social Security benefits for about 2.8 million Americans, primarily affecting teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other government workers who receive pensions but did not contribute to Social Security through payroll taxes. Here's a closer look at how these provisions work. The Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, reduces the Social Security benefits of individuals who also receive a pension from a job where they did not pay Social Security taxes. The idea behind WEP is to prevent double dipping, but critics argue that it unfairly penalizes workers who paid into the system through other means. The Government Pension Offset, GPO, affects spousal and survivor benefits for individuals who receive a government pension. In many cases, these benefits are reduced or eliminated entirely, leaving retirees with less financial security than they'd planned for. If signed into law, the Social Security Fairness Act would eliminate these penalties, resulting in increased benefits for millions of public servants and their families. Let's get real for a second. This bill is a big deal for those affected by these provisions. It's not about giving everyone a raise, it's about fairness for a small percentage of people who've been shortchanged for decades. We're talking about less than 1% of all Social Security beneficiaries. While that may sound small, for the individuals and families impacted, the change could be life-altering. For those who aren't directly affected, it's still crucial to understand the broader implications. Social Security is a cornerstone of retirement security for millions of Americans. Knowing what's happening helps us all stay informed about how the system evolves. As with any legislation, the Social Security Fairness Act has its share of supporters and critics. Let's break down the arguments on both sides. Advocates of the bill, such as Senator Susan Collins, argue that it's about giving public servants the full benefits they've earned. Teachers, firefighters, and police officers dedicate their lives to serving their communities. Many worked under systems that didn't require them to pay into Social Security, yet they still face penalties when collecting benefits. Supporters see this bill as a way to correct an injustice and provide these workers with the financial stability they deserve. On the other hand, critics, including Congressman Bob Good, express concerns about fairness and cost. They argue that eliminating these provisions could be seen as unfair to individuals who paid into Social Security their entire careers. Critics also highlight the $200 billion price tag over 10 years and the potential impact on Social Security's long-term solvency. With insolvency projected within the next decade, they worry that this change could hasten the system's financial challenges. If President Biden signs the Social Security Fairness Act into law as expected, the changes will take effect immediately. The penalties imposed by WEP and GPO will be repealed, and affected beneficiaries will see an increase in their benefits. For many, this will mean a significant improvement in their quality of life. If the bill isn't signed, it's back to square one. The legislation would need to be reintroduced and passed in the next Congress, which could delay relief for those impacted. While the Social Security Fairness Act addresses specific issues, it's part of a larger conversation about the future of Social Security. With insolvency projected within the next decade, lawmakers are grappling with how to ensure the system's longevity. Some potential solutions include raising the payroll tax cap. Currently, only income up to a certain threshold is subject to Social Security taxes. Raising or eliminating this cap could bring in additional revenue. Adjusting benefits is another proposal that suggests reducing benefits for higher income earners or adjusting the formula used to calculate benefits. Gradually raising the retirement age to reflect longer life expectancies is another potential solution. Finally, diversifying investments by allowing the Social Security Trust Fund to invest in assets other than Treasury bonds could potentially yield higher returns. Each of these options has pros and cons, and any changes would require careful consideration to balance fairness, sustainability, and public support. If you're impacted by WEP or GPO, it's important to stay informed and engaged. Follow credible news sources and official government announcements to track the progress of the Social Security Fairness Act. Contact your representatives and let them know how this issue affects you. Personal stories can be powerful tools for advocacy. If you're approaching retirement, consider consulting with a financial planner to understand how potential changes might impact your benefits. Finally, share information about the Social Security Fairness Act with friends, family, and colleagues. The more people understand the issue, the more pressure lawmakers will feel to act. Social Security is a lifeline for millions of Americans, and any changes to the system can have far-reaching consequences. The Social Security Fairness Act represents a step toward correcting long-standing inequities for a small but significant group of beneficiaries. While its passage is not guaranteed, the strong bipartisan support it has received is an encouraging sign. As we wait for President Biden's decision, let's stay informed, engaged, and hopeful. Whether you're directly affected by this legislation or simply want to understand its implications, knowledge is power. Thanks for taking the time to explore this important topic with me. If this clears things up for you, consider sharing this information with others who might benefit from it. Together, we can navigate these changes and work toward a stronger, fairer Social Security system for all. Take care, and I'll see you next time.